Back with us on Ringgit Sense Plus, you're still with me, Azaria Tagaya. Now, according to the Belanjawanku budget guide published by the Employers Provident Fund EPF, those who are single should be spending not more than 300 ringgit a month for housing in the Klang Valley. So in order to spend only that amount of money, this means renting a room or sharing a rented room with a roommate. So looking at this dynamic of renting, we wanted to find out the basics of it. There are many questions those looking to rent for the first time may be asking. If it's just to rent part of the house, then do you need to sign an agreement? And how many months deposit do you actually need? In our next story, we take a look at the challenges faced in renting a room in the Klang Valley. This is the flat that Amir Alif and his 5 other housemates are sharing in Shah Alam. 2 persons share a room and they pay about 300 ringgit a month for the room. Their situation is similar to what many singles are going through in the Klang Valley. Unable to afford rent for a place all to themselves, they are forced to share a room with others. We asked Amir what he thought of the recommended 300 ringgit a month for housing under the Belanjawanku budget.
Kalau individu kita bayar 200 sebulan, kalau satu rumah kita bayar 1050. Sebenarnya agak relevan lah, tapi itu paling maksimum kot saya rasa. Kalau lebih dari itu, saya rasa untuk waktu yang macam sekarang, untuk orang cakap zaman sekarang punya ekonomi, saya rasa tak patut untuk kita sewa rumah yang lebih daripada 400 kalau kita punya pendapatan tu kurang daripada 2,000 sebulan.
We also asked the public if it was possible to rent a room for less than 300 ringgit in the Klang Valley.
300 tu sebenarnya macam cukup makan lah. Dia maybe akan jadi lebih sikit. Kalau area-area macam area kawasan yang pesat, macam tempat yang membangun mungkin akan jadi mahal. Kalau bilik saja boleh jadi macam 500.
Sekarang rumah mahal and then kadang-kadang susah untuk jumpa bilik yang 300. Kalau 300 tu maybe kecil, lepas tu tak include macam wifi, bil air, bil elektrik. So kalau macam sekarang pun maybe 500 you dapat bilik yang medium, tu pun tak include semua.
Okey, memang tak cukup sebenarnya. Sebab RM300 kita kena beli facilities rumah lagi, babaran rumah dengan ekonomi sekarang memang tak cukup.
Sharing a room with others comes with its own set of problems as well.
Saya memang ada masalah dengan housemate, which is housemate macam kita duduk dengan stranger, housemate kita macam tak buat kerja rumah ke, and then housemate yang perangai macam tiba-tiba suka bawa orang masuk rumah, itu benda bagi saya tu benda biasa sebagai duduk rumah sewa.
Housemate kita memang kena memilih sebab housemate memang main peranan penting. Kalau kita dapat housemate yang pemalas, yang memang tak kemas bilik, tak basuh pinggan, benda itu memang efek lah dekat kita punya satu rumah.
Oh, memang confirm masalah sebab lain orang, lain cara, lain budaya, lain cara hidup. So memang, tapi kadang-kadang benda ni bujang, kita tak boleh nak buat apa lah. Memang benda ni yang kita akan face, salah satu asam garam yang kita akan tempuhi lah.
We also spoke to Speed Rent, a company that connects landlords and tenants through their app. According to their CEO, Wong Wei Meng, it is possible to rent a room for less than 300 ringgit in the Klang Valley. However, there is a catch. Usually, these places are situated in the outskirts of town, and you may be required to live with more than 5 people under one roof. He gave us some tips on questions you can ask the landlord before renting a room.
A lot of times you're living with few housemates, so talking to your housemate is also very important. It's not commonly done, but it's okay. It's totally fine that you talk to the landlord and say, I want to talk to other housemates as well, or I want to know who are they, so that number one is of course security. Number two, religious concern like Muslim and pork-free, halal. We need all this environment, so that's very important as well.
We also asked him what was the reasonable price range for a room in the Klang Valley area.
In Speed Rent, we do a lot of transactions, and the range can go anywhere from 400 to 1,002, depending on the area. And of course, it depends on the furnishing. But the average pricing that's going off our platform is at around 550 to 600 ringgit a month. That is in line with 1/3 of your salary. If you start with 1,005, then you basically have 500 ringgit to rent a room. So that's what we are seeing in the market right now in Klang Valley.
So what if you have a conflict with your roommates or housemates?
Sometimes when you talk to other housemates, they may not bother you so much. Who are you to talk to me to do all these things, right? So sometimes you may want to talk to the landlord and say, hey, can you set some rules? I think the problem is always those people who likes it clean are the victims lah, So have the landlord to talk to them, maintaining the house clean, because all landlords also want their house to be properly maintained and be clean, right? So the interest is aligned. So you just need to talk to them and say, hey, can you help me to talk to ABCD? They have all these hygiene issues, or set some rules, or some. But what we are seeing right now is some landlords actually say, okay, we provide you with cleaning services once a month. It's not clean because once a month is not too clean, but at least it have some kind of expectation. Or some landlords even now give twice a month just to wash the common area. So you can negotiate this with the landlord, pass on the cost to landlord. So you can reduce a lot of quarreling or argument with your people, your housemates.
Wong says that there is no law stating that one has to sign a room rental agreement between the tenant and the landlord. However, it would be good to have one.
Tenancy agreement is something, a contract, but for room rental specifically, because traditionally most tenancy agreements are for house rental. So house rental, the tenancy agreement normally say, oh, utility bills are all bear by the tenant. So sometimes some landlords don't change the template and just say, okay, this is yours. And problems arise with room rental is that if all your housemate ran away already and left you, and because of the tenancy agreement say you are responsible for utility bills, then you're forced to pay. So it's best that you request a landlord to amend those tenancy agreements to set a certain maximum cap for you, or percentage of it. Or let's say there are 5 housemate renting it, then you only bear maximum 20% of it. Divide the cost, right? So that you don't have to pay more than what you need, right?
As for deposits, tenants have to prepare 3 months deposit, 1 month for advance rental, 2 months as a security deposit. Tenants may also have to pay a utility deposit if they are paying for the utility bills. If you can, rent near public transportation so that you can cut down on transportation costs as well.